Hello everyone and welcome to this quick tutorial on a 3x3 area that we're going to build in Satisfactory today. Now you can do this with iron plates, iron rods, you can do this with some copper stuff as well. And you can also change the setup a little bit to account for some other things which we will cover in some other videos. So this is what the setup is going to look like. You're going to need 2 smelters, 2 constructors, 1 splitter, and 1 merger. And if you want to use an elevator, you can, or you're just going to need some conveyance in the meantime. And also you will need 2 telephone poles, 1 by 1. Now, first off, you want to set up your walls, and you're going to set this up first in a 3x3 block. You can have a door in the back left, or if you're going to mirror this in the back right, I guess. But I'm going to be talking about this orientation. So I'm talking in the back left, you want a door on the left side. And then on the front, you can have a door over here, but you can wait to put that in. If you want to wait and do it later, you can. It will not affect anything. You'll also see that this setup over here has a window. This is if you want to use the elevator. If you don't want to, we can come straight out the side and out the wall without the elevator if you want to do that way. So I'm giving you multiple options. I'm also using the 2 windows on the sides on the middle wall because that way we can actually connect all of our power poles together and still keep our wall intact. And it's just a very clean way to do that. So what we're going to do is take out your smelters. What we're going to do is you want to line up the foot pad to where it's right on the second foundation here from the corner. So you want to be right up against the wall. So if you're right up against the wall, it's going to go red. You want to go 1 away from red. All right, and then your next one you're going to put right in line with it, right next to it. So boom, that's simple already. Next, take out your smelter, or I'm sorry, your constructor. What you're going to do is you're going to line this up with the nearest smelter. So you're going to line that up and then hit OK. Next, you're going to rotate your second one 90 degrees so the end feed is actually facing away from the smelters. And what we're going to do is you want to line this up with the existing constructor, push it out 1, and then you want to move it out 2 away from it, and then place it. So actually it should be in line with this wall and panel right here. So that's how you will know if you have this in the correct spot. So next, you want to take out your splitter. What we're going to do is you're going to line this up with your window here in the middle, and you're going to bring it to where it's 1 away to where you have a tiny gap between your smelter and your splitter. What we're going to do is take your conveyance and connect the 2 together. Sometimes this can be a little finicky, so just take it a little slow and make sure they connect. And if you want a perfect 90-degree angle for your next one, which I tend to do, you want to come out to the middle of these 2 foundations and then turn to come into the next one. Boom, now we have a perfect 90-degree corner, and you can do this with faster conveyance. I just haven't selected that conveyance yet. Next, we want to come back to the smelter, and the one nearest to the closest constructor, we just want to connect the 2 together, so you can just start at the discharge and work to the infeed of that constructor. Next, you want to take your conveyor pole, and on the conveyance we just placed, you want to put one right next to the nearest conveyance and move it up 1. Now, if you want to use this conveyor pole stackable, this will allow you to access your doors a little bit easier to get in and out. What we're going to do is place this 1 away from the edge, and it looks like one end is into the wall. So what we're going to do is then connect these 2 together that we just put, so the conveyor pole and our conveyor pole stacker. But also come back to the other smelter where we haven't finished it off yet. Take out your conveyor pole and then move away 2 from the end. So 1, 2, and then place it. And then you want to connect your corner so we get a perfect 90-degree corner there, and we connect the vertical up so now we can see a slope here, which will take us out of our smelter and over towards our other constructor. So back to taking out your conveyor pole stackable. I like using these just because it gives us a little bit more walkway space. If you don't want to use them, you don't have to. What we're going to do is kind of place it 1 away from the machine. So 1, 2, so almost right near the middle of that wall. Connect the conveyance here and just connect it there as well, and boom, all your conveyance is pretty much set up. So next, what you want to do is using, was it 8, our merger. The merger is the next step. You want to make sure it's merging facing out. So what you're going to do is you're going to line it up with this window here, but then line it up with your sideways constructor and then connect the 2. Next, come to your other constructor, make a 90-degree corner, and what you want to do is go to the center line of our merger, but then move it back 2. So 1, 2, and then we can connect the 2 together. This should give us a perfect 90-degree corner here, so we can make that bend and make it look all nice and pretty. Now, here's where I was saying if you want to use the elevator, you can to go below or above, or if you just want to come straight up the wall, you can. So it would look just like this if you use the elevator going up, and then it looks like this if you want to come straight out the wall. And then we can also connect our splitter with our outside wall as well. So whatever we have coming in is going to come into the splitter and into the smelters. And then we go from the smelters to our constructors. So next we got to set up our power. So the power, very, very simple. You're going to put your power poles right next to the walls, right in front of our windows that we placed earlier. This is what I was talking about when I said we can add in our power poles and connect the two together very easily. Now your one on the left, you want to connect to the 2 constructors, and then the other one you want to connect to the 2 smelters, and you should still have one lined up to connect to the other one on the other side of the wall, so you can continue your power grid pretty much going all the way on. Now this will not work if you have a different type of power pole. It has to be the level 1 or the Mark 1, because otherwise it's too tall to fit through here. So if you want it to look nice and pretty, just use this one and it works just fine. But there we go. There is our setup, guys. Very, very simple. I'm just going to paint this stuff, make it look nice and pretty. And there is our setup. As you can tell, very, very clean, very, very efficient. So we can have these two making the same thing at the same time. It's very, very efficient. And there's different ways you can modify this as well, which we are going to cover in other videos like I mentioned earlier. But yes, thank you for watching, guys. It is greatly appreciated. Let me know what you guys thought of this tutorial in the video down below. And if you want to see anything else in Satisfactory, let me know as well. So bye-bye, everyone.